Hey, it's Jeff at 650 Cycle. Time for the morning commute on the CB500F. It is a brisk Monday morning, or it's not Monday, it's Wednesday. It's a brisk commute today. It's like 40 degrees out. Kind of hard to tell on that one. The sun was right in my eyes. Hopefully that means it's going to be a nice day. It's already a nice day. I'm on the bike. Alright, so introductions. This is a new to me 2016 Honda CB500F. I picked it up last October. I have been waiting 4.5 months to do this video. I got it and I was like, I don't have much time left. I don't have much riding season left. I'll just wait. So I had to wait all that time just to ride this bike. I finished out the year on the Harley. The Harley's really nice because it has a lot of wind coverage, whereas this one does not. When I say it's brisk, it's coming right up under my face shield. It is brisk. So the burning question you might have is, I own a 08 Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic. Why in the world would I want a Honda? There's a couple reasons for that. I've been looking at commuter bikes for a couple years. If you go back to a Pine River Harley ride, I was talking about this particular model, the CB500, and how I thought it would probably be a pretty good commuter bike. Got a little sidetracked with the Virago. The Virago is really cool, 73 miles to the gallon. It had a really small tank. I could get just over 100 miles on it. Like at 120 miles I was filling up. So even though it got really good mileage, I was still getting gas every 2 days. And we'll talk about this fuel mileage in just a bit, but back to why I have this. So last year, well, since I've got the Harley, I've put 10,000 miles a year on the bike, on bikes. 10,000 miles a year riding, put it that way. Last year it was all on the Harley, which means I take, my wife and I take a trip, and it's usually 1,800 miles. I do a couple trips up north, and those are 500 miles round trip, so you're looking at maybe 2,500 miles. So you got 7,500 miles that aren't touring, and that bike is a really great touring bike. So I would rather keep the miles on it touring and put the commute miles on something else, such as a CB500F. And I grew up on a Honda, so it's just comfortable and natural. It really is a different beast. I have really enjoyed this bike so far. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, it's easily maneuverable, it's intuitive. Another brave soul on two wheels. Starting the day out right, I guess. There's an odor wafting through the air. Pungent, skunky-like odor. Usually I smell it a little farther down if I go straight, but not often here. God, these people today. Not sure what they're doing. No, if they were gonna stop, they weren't coming to a stop. I, for one, don't like to go if somebody's rolling. Especially when the sun's in my eyes and I can't really tell if they've stopped. So I have some real world statistics. Yesterday was my first fill up with this bike, so I got 60 miles to the gallon, just over 60 miles to the gallon, and that's what my gauge is telling me. My average was like 59, so that's pretty close. I'm gonna believe that in the future. I'm still gonna check it once in a while at least, but my range, I was 214 miles before it started blinking, telling me that I was low on fuel. I don't think I've ever had a bike that's been able to go 200 miles. The Harley will, I've gone like 180, 190. So pretty close, but to go that far before the light actually comes on, I was pretty impressed. 3.5 gallons of fuel was all it took to go that far. My commute is about 40 miles, right around 40, 45 miles, depending on the routes that I take. On the bike, it's usually a little bit further, because I don't take the same route. So that means that I can go 3 days between fill-ups on commute. Oh no, I can go about 3 to 4 days probably, which is once a week, just over once a week filling up. So the Virago every other day. So there's an advantage right there where I don't have to spend so much time at the gas station. And that was always something that bugged me about the Virago. It's like you get something that does 73 miles to the gallon, and then you put a 2-gallon tank on it. Well, it's proportional, it looks good, whatever. Put a 5-gallon tank on that thing so I don't have to stop at the gas station every other day. I don't know if I'm gonna make this light. We'll try. I don't want to sit at it. Oh, that light takes forever. I hate sitting at that light. That road I have to cross regardless, and there's a light everywhere that I have to cross, and I always have to stop and wait for it. Alright, so you saw a bit of acceleration there. This bike is not meant for speed, but it does pretty good. It gets up and moves. It gets into traffic, and we'll see in a little bit here where we'll be in some traffic, as much traffic as I get into around here. It does just fine in regards to that. Oh, there's a goose. I can't complain and can't complain. Is it a sport bike? No. Don't buy this bike if you think it's a sport bike. It's not. Is it a very capable motorcycle? Yes. It was fun. You saw the acceleration. I went from 40 to 60 in a matter of seconds. Just rolling on, couple shifts. It moves along just fine. But again, is it a sport bike? No, it is not. It is not going to give you that type of acceleration. Did I buy it for that? No, I bought it as a commuter bike. So if you want a sport bike, buy a sport bike. I wanted a commuter, so I bought a commuter, and that's what I got, and it does really well at that. Coming up, this is the downtown area of my commute, and there's a lot of lights, but if you time it right, if you're timed right, you can get through them without stopping at any of them, which is nice. The balance on this bike is amazing. Like, I can roll up to a stoplight, and I could have probably balanced the whole time right there. I do not like being in intersections in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna stay behind that white Toyota. in the far right lane because he was cruising coming up here, and that's what I like to see. As long as his bus don't run into me. Here we go. Yeah, see, I told you he was cruising. Drives like me. I don't need to go that fast down through here. Speed limit is 45, and if you stick to the speed limits through here, you can hit all of the lights. If you're going too fast right in this section, I see people fly by me doing 55, and they gotta stop at this light up here. If you hold speed limit, you'll be fine. And a lot of people don't realize that, I don't think. But anyways, a curvy section of road, if you want to call it that. Handling, yeah, this thing handles really nice. It's comfortable, easy. Some people consider this bike a beginner's bike. I've heard it called. I could see why, because it's very comfortable and easy and approachable, if you will. It's not intimidating in any way. It gives you some thrill on the throttle. Where did that car go? There was a car right beside me. Must have turned. I was watching the road and I didn't see him turn. Oh, dude. Yeah, not much traffic this morning at all. Sometimes it's pretty busy in here. And you get, I do not like riding in pockets of traffic. So I try to avoid that as best possible. So it looks like I'm weaving in and out of traffic and trying to, you know, be speed racer, but really what I'm doing is trying to avoid traffic, trying to avoid riding right beside someone, because that's, in my opinion, a very dangerous place to be. More than once, somebody has decided to be in my lane when I'm in it. I don't know what that was. All right, light's green, let's go. Let's try to beat the semi. Can you do that? And that was our busy downtown area. Not very busy today, but you can kind of see how agile this thing is and how easily it moves through traffic, and or easily it could move through traffic. It handles it all very well. Now, this is a long straight stretch, probably I think 6 miles or so of, I'm gonna run 60 miles an hour this morning because it's cold. And this bike does just fine at 60, 65. I would guess it does fine at 70. I don't know that yet. I do plan on taking it up to the cabin a couple times this summer, at least once, just to see how it does on the expressway. And like when I go up there, I ride expressway, and when I come back, I usually take an alternative route. And I want to see what it's like to ride this thing for. It's 4.5 hours up there, so for an extended period of time of riding on this bike, I sense that it's probably going to be a little bit of a problem. Riding around town is fine, it's comfortable, I don't have an issue, but I could see where on a longer trip, the seat's not super comfortable for that. I feel like I'm a little bit pitched forward, although I have been on bikes that have been incredibly comfortable, touring bikes. And this is not, it's comparing apples and oranges at that point, but comparing a bike to go on a long ride, and I want to see how that works. I do know that I want a windscreen on this. I'm in a Facebook group, and this guy said he put one on, and I asked him, you know, how does it help with the wind and all that, you know, are you happy with it? because I watched a installation video and all the guy put it on and he never did like a test ride or anything. He never gave a, hey, this is how it works kind of thing. He just put it on and was like, yeah, that's how you put it on. I was like, oh, thanks for that. But he said, yeah, it was definitely a helpful addition. He would recommend it. Moves that wind from the middle of your chest up anyhow. So I am looking forward to warmer temperatures with this bike because, like I said, there is zero wind protection, and I have areas that are cold that don't usually get cold when I ride. Yesterday I rode and I had on it was like 52 at the house when I left, so I didn't put my heavy gloves on, and I instantly regretted it. I was like, oh yeah, we're not ready for these gloves. We need the heavy gloves. I don't know if you can see in the shadow, there's a, so I did put some luggage on this, some onboard storage. That was the other thing with the Virago. I really didn't see how I was going to be able to put onboard storage on there and have it look decent. So what I did was I went to Harbor Freight and I bought some Apache boxes. And I went with, for the saddlebags, I went with the 2800. And for the top box, I went with the 3800, and I made a mount for it, and I did a video for it, so if you're interested, check that out. But I put them on there, and I think that they're square and boxy, kind of like adventure style bike boxes are. I don't need a ton of storage. I just need something to throw my lunch. I got my laptop in there, and I'm good to go. I didn't need this huge amount of storage. I'm not going cross country. I'm not overlanding on a bike, so to speak. I just needed some storage, so that provides me onboard storage. I hate wearing a backpack on a bike. It detracts from my experience. So that's why I went with storage. This guy's really slow off the lights. We're at 65, not bad. Cruising along pretty good. And then a car pulls out in front of you and you gotta slow down. So, I don't know. Maybe. They do pretty good on this road, knowing that they need to get up to speed. This bike is able to hold speed really well. Like, I don't have to mess with going up and down. Usually when I set my hand on the throttle and hold it, it holds it right there, and I look down, I'm at 62, I'm at 63, and I stay right there. It's not a bounce up, bounce down kind of thing. So I'm very happy with that. I've been very happy with this bike overall. I've got probably 300 miles on it now, and no complaints whatsoever. It really is a nice bike. There are some things like the windscreen that I'm going to put on, and I really think that I'm going to do something with the handlebars. They're pretty straight for my liking. I like a little bit more angle on the ends, just a more natural hand position. So something that you can easily change your handlebars. If you get on a bike and it's uncomfortable or it feels weird, it's probably the controls, and the controls are one of the easiest things to move around. Like, you can adjust them up and down and forward and back, and put the handles where you want them, put the levers where you want them, all that. Another intersection that I really hate, especially when the sun's out. All right, we're in the final stretch of this road, and I got about 2 miles down the next road, so almost there. Making good time this morning. Had a good ride. Other than the temperature, this is a major route between Midland and Mount Pleasant, so lots of people, lots of trucks. Yeah, we're at 70. It really does just move. Like it doesn't put a lot of effort into going from 65 to 70. You like give it a little throttle and it's like, oh, you want to go a little faster? Okay, I can do that. Is that a Honda CRX in front of us? I'm pretty sure it is. Those were such cool little cars back in the day. Of course, everybody I ran with was into, American V8s, and I thought they were stupid, but I always thought they looked kind of cool. The mirror on my left is pretty useless at the moment. It needs adjusted, and I just, for some reason, keep forgetting to do that. I get home when I get busy doing stuff, and then I get on the bike the next day, and I'm like, oh, I was supposed to adjust that mirror so that I could see out of it. See what happens here. I'm gonna do a roll-on acceleration if this car in front of me will let me, and show you how we get up to speed in this. Oh my word, I never have to stop here. My visor's fogging up. Yeah, I'm gonna wait because I want to do a good hard roll on. Since I'm stopped anyways. Yeah, I'll give you a good hard roll on, and you can see acceleration. We are coming off of a stop, so it's kind of a rolling. There's 60, 70. 80, and I didn't even get into top gear. Like I said, not a speed demon, not a sport bike, but it's not too shabby. It doesn't do too bad on that. Red line's 85, that was probably tacking up around 8. So using all of that, it doesn't mind doing that. It doesn't mind doing whatever I ask it to do. It's a good, solid performing bike in my opinion. I mean, if you want a commuter, this is pretty good. This platform, the CB500 platform. I know they make a CB500F and an X, which are pretty similar. The CB500R it's supposed to be a sport bike. They have all the plastics on it like a sport bike, but if it has this powertrain, I wouldn't call it a sport bike. Probably a neat bike, but not really a sport bike. And then they run this in like the Rebel, this motor they use in the Rebel 500. Man, we got a lot of traffic on this road today. It's always a busy road, but usually not quite that bad in the first thing in the morning. That sun is super bright. There you have it. The morning commute on a CB500F. You can see the bags I got on there. They fit all right. I figured I was never going to have a passenger, so I put them right over the rear bag or the rear seat. Nice bike. A good commuter. I like it. I'll keep it for a while anyways. All right. If you're out riding, ride safe.